Good evening, football world. Welcome to the greatest sporting event on the planet. This is FIFA World Cup 2026, and right now we are right in the heart of it. Goals flying in from every direction, giants stumbling, underdogs roaring, and Brazil, oh Brazil, reminding every single nation on this earth exactly who they are. Tonight, we break it all down. The results, the stats, the drama, and a look at what is coming next. Sit back, lock in, and let's go. Let us start where the conversation always starts when Brazil are in a tournament, with the Seleção. And what a performance this was. Scotland 0, Brazil 3, full time. And honestly, that scoreline flatters the Scots. Brazil were ruthless from the first whistle. We are talking about a goal in the 7th minute, barely enough time for the crowd to settle into their seats before Brazil had drawn blood and taken the lead. Scotland had no answer for the pace, the movement, and the sheer quality that Brazil brought from the first moment of that match. Now, Scotland tried, they really did. They had 11 shots on target across the 90 minutes, and goalkeeper Angus Gunn was kept busy. But every time Scotland threatened, the Brazilian defensive unit absorbed it, nullified it, and turned it into a counter. Marquinhos was a wall at the back. Gabriel Magalhães dominated everything in the air, and the Brazilian press from the front disrupted Scotland's ability to build any sort of rhythm whatsoever. Then came the knife, right before halftime, the 45th minute. Brazil doubled their lead with a second goal timed to absolute perfection, a dagger right before the whistle that knocked all the air out of Scotland's ambitions going into the break. When a team scores right before halftime like that, they come out in the second half completely deflated. That is exactly what happened here. 60 minutes played, 3-0 Brazil, game over. The third goal was the exclamation mark, and from that point, Brazil were managing the match, rotating, resting key legs, protecting their players for what is coming next in this tournament. Look at the numbers. Brazil registered 21 total shots in this match. 21. 8 of those were on target. They controlled 54% of the ball. Vinicius Jr. was electric down the left flank. Lucas Paquetá pulled strings between the lines in a way that Scotland simply had no blueprint to stop. Bruno Guimarães was everywhere in midfield, winning the ball, distributing it, controlling the tempo with calm authority. And Casemiro, the enforcer, made sure nothing got through behind him. Alisson in the Brazilian goal, he was almost a spectator. Scotland's shots came late, came desperate, and came when the match was already dead and buried. Where does this leave Group C? Brazil sit top with 7 points, 2 wins and a draw, dominant throughout. And breathing right down their necks are Morocco, also on 7 points, a collision at the top that is building into something very, very special. Brazil go through as group winners, now setting their sights on the knockout rounds with the kind of form and momentum that should genuinely frighten every team left in this competition. This is the Brazil the world fell in love with. Fast, technical, relentless, joyful, and utterly devastating when they want to be. Now, let us talk about the biggest shock of the last 24 hours. Ecuador 2, Germany 1. Take a moment, let that sink in. Germany, a team built for tournament football, a team with Joshua Kimmich organizing from the back, Florian Wirtz and Jamal Musiala lighting up the pitch in midfield, Kai Havertz needing the line, were beaten by Ecuador in one of the most dramatic reversals this tournament has produced so far. And it started at lightning pace. Just 2 minutes into the match, 2 minutes, Germany struck first, everything going to plan, the Mannschaft in front, in control, dictating terms. But Ecuador had other ideas. By the 9th minute, barely 7 minutes after going behind, Ecuador were level. Enner Valencia, the captain and heartbeat of this Ecuadorian side, was at the center of it. Moises Caicedo in midfield was ferocious, snapping into every challenge, turning defense into attack in an instant. Ecuador equalized, and the whole dynamic of the match shifted. Germany had 61% possession across the 90 minutes, 11 total shots, and yet they could not find a second goal. Ecuador, working with 39% of the ball, only 8 total shots, and they found the winner. The 77th minute, Ecuador scored again, 2-1, And Germany, despite their technical quality, despite pressing with everything they had in those final 13 minutes, could not find an equalizer. William Pacha, Piero Hincapié, Joel Ordóñez stood firm and held on for one of the most gutsy, disciplined victories this tournament has seen. This is the World Cup. Possession does not guarantee results. Reputation does not guarantee results. Only goals do. Germany still sit top of Group E on 6 points, thanks to their earlier results, but that performance raises serious questions. That was not good enough from Germany, and everyone knows it. Ecuador finished with 4 points, and a result that will live long in the memories of their supporters. Now, the host nation drama. Turkey 3, United States 2. On home soil, in front of a crowd that dreamed of something different. This one stings for America. The game started brilliantly for the Stars and Stripes. 3 minutes in, the USA were in front. The noise in that stadium must have been extraordinary. 1-0, home crowd roaring. But Turkey hit back almost immediately, the 10th minute, 1-1. And then Turkey did something the USA simply could not handle. They scored again, 31st minute. Arda Güler, the Real Madrid gem, the most exciting Turkish footballer of his generation, was involved. Kenan Yildiz on the other flank was causing chaos. Turkey were 2-1 up at halftime, and the United States were rattled. The second half brought some hope. 49 minutes, the USA equalized, 2-2. The comeback was on. The crowd erupted. This tournament on home soil was still alive for the Americans. But then came the 90th minute. Injury time. The cruelest of moments. Turkey scored a third, 3-2, and the stadium fell silent. It was over. Look at the American numbers and you understand the frustration even more. 19 total shots, 9 corner kicks, 53% possession. They dominated the statistical landscape and still lost. 5 offsides calls went against them. Costly moments where inches changed the course of history. Turkey goalkeeper Uğurcan Çakır finished with 5 saves to his name. Hakan Çalhanoğlu came off the bench and added experience and calm when Turkey needed it most. The USA go through on 6 points, but that performance and that defeat will follow them into the knockout stages. Questions about finishing, about composure in front of goal, about whether this group of players can handle the biggest moments. Those questions are now louder than ever. The Netherlands are flying. 3-1 over Tunisia, and this Dutch team is beginning to look like a genuine dark horse for the title. The opening minutes were jaw-dropping. The Netherlands scored in the 3rd minute, then scored again in the 7th minute, 4 minutes apart. Tunisia were 2-0 down before they had even caught their breath. It was relentless. It was brutal. It was Dutch total football at its most efficient and merciless. Cody Gakpo on the left, Daniel Malin cutting in from the right. Brian Brobby is the physical focal point up front. And behind them, Ryan Gravenberch and Frankie de Jong running the midfield with a level of composure that made it look completely effortless. Virgil van Dijk at the back, as always, imperious, commanding in the air, precise on the ball, organizing the defensive line with the authority of a man who has done this on the biggest stages in the world for years. 71% possession, 19 total shots, 0 yellow cards. This was a controlled, professional, dominant European powerhouse performance. Tunisia pulled one back on 54 minutes, but the Dutch restored their 2-goal cushion in the 62nd minute, and that was that. Netherlands top Group F with 7 points, unbeaten, composed, and playing with a confidence that is going to be very dangerous in the knockout rounds. And now the match everyone is waiting for tonight. France versus Norway. 2 teams, both on 6 points, both with 2 wins from 2 matches. Winner potentially goes through as group leaders and controls their entire path through this tournament. France bring their trademark defensive structure and attacking brilliance, a squad packed with elite talent from the very best clubs in Europe. Norway bring Erling Haaland, who does not need an introduction, a man who has spent the last 3 years redefining what a striker can achieve at the highest level. If Haaland is on form tonight, if he gets half a chance, France will know about it. This is the game of the night, the game of the week maybe. Uruguay face Spain, Colombia take on Portugal. The final group stage standings are about to be decided, and every point, every goal, every minute matters. This World Cup has already given us giant killings, last-minute winners, defensive masterclasses, and attacking football that has lit up screens around the globe. Brazil have stamped their authority. The Netherlands are purring. Germany have been warned, and the host United States are carrying wounds heading into the knockout phase. But that is what makes this the greatest tournament in football. Nothing is decided until the final whistle. Every match can change everything, and we are only getting started. Stay with us. The goals keep coming. The drama never stops. This is FIFA World Cup 2026, and we will see you back here for every single moment of it. Do not go anywhere.